Hello my lovelies, welcome to my little cottage by the sea, the place where I love to stitch and craft my way to a vintage inspired and sustainable lifestyle. Now normally I'm doing sewing or crafting content for you, but recently I went shopping and I got a few little treasures, and I thought it would be really lovely if you come shopping with me to one of my favourite little places and I just show you around and share that with you. And after we've had a little mosey around a beautiful corner in my part of the world, I'll just share some of the things that I've got. Some new, mostly thrifted, some for sewing, some beauty things, just in case any of it is of interest or possibly useful for you. So let's hop on a bus and drive through the beautiful East Sussex, Kent countryside to the lovely little village that is Tenterden. It's long been on my to-do list to visit this really fabulous little haberdashery in Tenterden called Hop, Stitch and a Jumper. It is filled with the most sublime selection of wool and fabrics, but I was there mainly because I'm about to embark on an unexpected adventure, sock knitting. Like a child in a candy shop, this was such a difficult job to choose what sweeties, what wool I was going to take home, and I finally narrowed it down to 3, and then I found another one, and I will show you a little bit later in the video which one I actually brought home with me. There were so many beautiful fabrics and trims and wools, and I managed to resist to the best of my ability, but as the old saying goes, resistance is futile. Whenever I'm in Tenterden, I make a point of visiting one of my favourite little churches, St Mildred's. You may know, if you spend time with me here in my little cottage by the sea, that I call all my mannequins Mildred, so this little church feels very special to me. I'm especially fond of the Lady Chapel because of the wonderful textiles that it has at the altar, and I love this tomb, the Whitfield tomb, but a little warning that if you catch Martha's eye, the lovely lady there, be warned, as she was not a lady to be messed with, making more than one appearance before the Archdeacon's court for illicit use of the vicar's door, which is just beside the tomb, and on another occasion for actually brawling outside this very door. As a rule, I don't do all that much shopping because I'm trying to be really intentional about how I spend my money and where I spend my money. On the whole, things are thrifted, they're vintage or older, and they are handmade, but some things are bought. So the first thing that I'm gonna share with you, or the first few things, are the sort of crafty things, the knitting, sewing things that I have found. It was really hard to choose the wool for sock knitting, which is an unexpected journey that I'm going to be going on, but I came away with this wool, the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, reared, sheared and spun in Britain, and it's the colour honeysuckle. So pretty. I've tried many times to knit socks and I haven't really been successful, but I'm really feeling the urge. I'm having a little bit of a transition. You may notice that there's something slightly different about me in today's video, and sock knitting is one of those things, and I really want to wear socks with silver clogs of power, which I can't even believe I'm admitting to. Never in a million years did I think that I would want to wear clogs, but I do, and all I can assume is that it's because I'm about to turn 50 and I'm ready for some silver clogs of power, or maybe it's just a midlife crisis, but they look great on people and I want some, and I want to wear them with hand knitted socks. Recently I did a talk on my Patreon. Every month I do a talk on the 13th called Tea with Tara, which is a fashion history and culture talk. Last month I did Space Fairies, which was a sort of style genre that I came up with. I probably didn't, but it seemed to me that there was this style genre, and it's just sent me into this whole cosmic craftathon. So silver clogs and hand knitted socks are my little takeaway from the inspiration that talk gave me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will be sharing a lot more of my sock knitting journey on an upcoming knitting video that I really need to put together, because I've got quite a lot to talk about when it comes to knitting chatter. I then found a couple of vintage sewing patterns. The first one is this style dress, style 1133. They're never in my size, and I never actually use the patterns, but I love the drawings, and it's always quite useful to have a look and see the pattern pieces themselves. And I do really I like really both of them. They're a bit short for me, but I might do something along these lines, who knows, but really I just like the cover. The next one is a Vogue designer original, this one, which is an occasion wear dress, Belinda Belleville designer, very 70s, and it's this tiered dress. It really reminds me of Yves Saint Laurent, and you get all these options here. It's a fitted version of what is a very boho-y dress, but I just thought the drawings were really pretty, and I like this idea of a more structured version of this bohemian style dress. So I haven't looked at the pattern pieces. There's also like a Juliet cap thing in there. I have no need for such a thing, but you know, does it really matter? Next up, a couple of beauty things. As I'm moving into my 50s, I'm noticing a real change in my skin and hair texture, and I'm having to overhaul some of my previously quite lazy beauty regime. And these are just a couple of things that I'm really enjoying at the moment. So this first one is just a little handmade, very plain lip balm by Eden Grace Organics. Now, this was actually given to me by Pauline, who owns, runs, creates, makes all the beautiful potions and things at Eden Grace Organics. She's one of my students on the designer maker degree that I teach on, and funnily enough I actually taught her daughter on her fashion degree, so it's a really lovely thing. She bought one of these in for me to try and it's been really lovely. My lips have been very dry and ugh, and this is lovely. I've been using it all throughout the day and I heartily recommend, and I think I'm going to try out some more of her products. She's a fountain of knowledge and a lovely person, and I'm very grateful that she gave me this little treat, but I'd really like to support her too. The second thing that I got, I've been doing lots of research about mature skin, and I love rose and rose hip and natural products. I don't want to put too many chemicals on my face, so I got the ordinary rose hip oil, and I've only been using this for a couple of days. I use it at night just before I put my moisturizer on, and I have noticed a difference in just 2 days, which I'm really flabbergasted about. My skin just is less dry and is really soft, so whatever it's doing, it's really quite fab. And I think this was about £10, so not massively expensive, and it's organic cold pressed rosehip seed oil, and really enjoying this at the moment. I'm going to be adding some more rosehip things to my beauty regime, and I'll just feed back to you. I should say that what works for me may not work for somebody else, but I have found it quite hard to find recommendations, and it's just such a huge thing. The beauty industry is quite overwhelming, so I know that I'm going to be focusing on products that are organic, that are non-chemical, that are kind to that environment as far as possible, kind to beautiful little critters as far as possible, and I'll just feedback as and when, should it be of interest to you, what's going on, what's working. But really loving both of these things. Usually when I'm out thrifting I do find a few bits and pieces to wear, but this time there really wasn't all that much, and I came away from Tenterden with just 2 things to adorn oneself with. And the first of these little earrings, they're really pretty. I don't know if they're real silver. Here, I don't know what they are. They're heavy, they're glass with silver. I can't see any hallmark on them, and really beautiful green colour, one of my favourites. And a rather lovely little earring, ear clip, whatever that bit is called. And they were just £1. I've got to give them a bit of a clean before I try them on, but I thought they were very sweet. Then I found these trousers, which I'm not going to show you on because I am at the moment just putting some styling things together for them. So I'm putting together some content coming up that involve trousers, and I'm also doing a trouser block for my patrons that's going to arrive a bit later in the year. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with trousers. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I'm really in the mood for them, but that's very rare. And before I start sewing loads of trousers and spending time and money on them, I wanted to just try out a kind of a style of trouser. And I've been looking, quite often I'll go into a high street store and just try them on if they're there, and then sort of go away and make them. But I haven't seen this type of trouser. These are just from New Look. They're this houndstooth, or Prince of Wales, actually. Prince of Wales check. Sort of peg leg, carrot shape trouser with an elasticated back, which is actually very comfortable, and pockets. And I actually really like them. I will put some styling things together and maybe share them as shorts or something here. I've been very lacking doing shorts, but maybe that's a good thing to actually do, style these up, see how I feel. But really enjoying these, and I got the inspiration for this from this picture of an Edwardian woman who was actually sort of cross-dressing at the time. No such thing as far as I'm concerned. Dressing is dressing. however you are showing up, you know. I don't really see things in that way, although I like dresses preferentially, which brings me to what I'm wearing here. Very, very rare that I get a new thing or buy a new thing, but I actually didn't buy this. I recently made my best friend Mary Louise's daughter's 18th birthday dress, whole bespoke experience, because you only turn 18 once, and I've known her since she was teeny tiny, and now she's this beautiful 18-year-old woman and off on some wonderful adventures. So I made her dress, and they bought me this as a thank you for that. So this is a Laura Ashley cross Joni dress that I bought from the company Joni, and I'm really loving it. It's actually a little bit big for me because they didn't have any other sizes, but I may actually take it in because it's quite sort of voluminous here, but it's really, really comfortable, really enjoying wearing it, and it's got pockets. So I am actually really impressed with Joni and some of the things that I've seen on their website, and maybe I might actually buy a few bits in the future. We shall see. I always have amazing luck finding fabulous books in charity shops, and I have found 3 really beautiful books that I want to share with you. The first book is this one called A Year in the Meadow, A Secret Landscape by Benjamin Perkins, and it's basically a field in Essex through all the seasons with these beautiful drawings and then all the information about the wildlife. I've just signed up actually for a free course with Sussex Wildlife Trust to learn how to identify local wildflowers, and I'm really feeling the need to get out into nature. I seem to spend most of my time in my little cottage by the sea sewing, and I really want to have a more fulfilling relationship with my local environment and really enjoy it. I'm heading towards my 50s, really intent on putting in some really lovely, nurturing, wonderful, joyous things. So a midlife crisis where I learn how to identify wildflowers and knit socks and wear clogs is really quite a good type of midlife crisis. I feel it could be much worse. The next book is a fabulous book that I found in my local Oxfam, The Book of Smocking by Diana Key, or Kay, not sure how you pronounce that. Smocking is something that I've shared here before, not very well, and I would really like to improve my ability to smock, but this has everything you need to know about smocking. It's got the history of it at the beginning, so there's fabulous photos like this, and then it's all the techniques, and it actually has these like patterns and projects that you can do, like a lampshade. This wonderful lady picking her rose in her garden. How fabulous is that? I'm just so full of joy looking through this book. So I'm going to be giving things a bit of a go. Look at those incredible bags, and enjoying that one. So I'm sure at some point I'll share that with you here. And this one's brilliant. You may have noticed, if you follow me on Instagram, please do. If you don't, all the links for everything are below as far as I possibly can link things. I found this book, The Vogue Guide to Patchwork and Quilting, Pattern Ideas and Finished Designs for Jackets, Dress and Skirt, Bed Jacket Bags, Bedspreads, Shawl, Cushions, Wastebasket, Cover. Quite a long title. But this is just such a fab little book. So there's lots of kind of techniques and things in there, beautifully drawn, because things did used to be really beautifully drawn in books. And then you've got sort of black and white examples of quilts and things, but then you've also got these projects in here, like these skirts and things like that. So I was really pleased to find this one, and just enjoy the fabulous cosmic crafting, which, as I say, is really at the forefront of my kind of creative mind at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed coming shopping with me and having a little tour around Tenterden, and then looking at some of the things that I have found for my handmade, thrifted and sustainable as far as possible lifestyle. Next time we are back to crafting here, some sewing in my little cottage by the sea. So do check back, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, so you can come back and spend some more time with me, and we'll be sewing something, a special gift for a friend. As always, my lovelies, I really appreciate you taking the time to spend the time with me here in Hastings, in my little cottage by the sea. It's so lovely to hang out with you and just share the things that I'm enjoying with you. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're keeping safe and well. Till next time. Bye.